Hey guys and gals, AJ O'Neill here, teaching you how to make six figures typing on a keyboard. Another one of the most common questions I get is, what's the best way to learn any given programming language? I'll start off with 3 quick things and then I'll get into my general thoughts on the subject. Now, if at any point during this video you have that aha moment, please give it a thumbs up and don't be afraid to give it a thumbs down either. Every thumb helps. First, let me say that I feel like there's a real gap in the online learning, and I myself am working on a course to fill that, which I believe is going to have quite a different vibe from the other stuff that's out there. So check in the description below to see if I've got that early bird sign up already there. Second, I want to tell you to take a look at the 2 other videos that I've published that are relevant to this topic. They're also in the description below. Third, spoiler, I don't think it's quite the right question to ask because I think that learning to program is more important than learning a language. And with that, I'd like to mention that the best resource that I've ever come across personally is the Crockford on JavaScript series, which I've also linked to in the description below. Now, on to the meat of the subject. The way I see it, there are only 2 ways to learn to code. There's the easy way and the hard way. The easy way is to find a problem that is important to you and let your passion drive you. Being self-directed means that you don't need an instructor, and it will be easier to understand the concepts because you'll be introducing yourself to them in the order that you need them. The hard way is to get instructor-directed learning, which is where most people start. But if you don't transition to the easy way, which for many people only happens once they get a job, it gets harder as you go, hence the hard way. Now, all of the resources that are available can be great. I prefer books for myself because I find that they're good reference material, they work offline, they speak as fast as I want them to, and I can easily scrub back and forth between sections to find the relevant information I need at the time. When you look at books, you'll find that they come from different publishers who typically publish authors that tend towards a certain style. For myself, I've enjoyed A Press, O'Reilly, Addison Wesley, and No Starch Press, but I would say stay away from the For Dummies books. I've bought a few and found them to be in the odd space of too high level and too low level at the same time. And generally, books are going to have several editions because they have minor updates every few years to address newest features of a language, etc. I'd highly suggest buying some older editions used from different publishers on the same topic. Though be aware that O'Reilly has several branded styles, such as In a Nutshell, which is kind of like their For Dummies, as well as the Pocket Guide, which is more like nuts and bolts reference material. So you want to make sure you get the full book and not one of those other styles. As for online courses, I found the most value myself out of Khan Academy, but I've used them more for the high level explanations of topics than the deep technical details. The problem that I find with online learning is that it's often very dry, the pace is slow, it's difficult to scan or skip around, and you spend a lot of time just watching a person type. It's too easy for me to get distracted and miss critical information and then have a hard time finding the piece where it was that I missed it. Douglas Crockford on JavaScript, though very old, has been by far the best online series I've ever watched. It takes him a good 3 videos to even get into the subject matter, but he's excellent at giving context, he's entertaining, and very important, he's not afraid to say, this is just stupid, don't do this, don't listen to anyone who tells you otherwise, they're an idiot. Sometimes you gotta speak truth to power. How you best learn is really dependent on how you best learn. There's some discovery that you're going to have to do for yourself. I've told you what works for me, but hey, sign up for some 30-day trials, buy a couple of old books, keep what works for you and discard what doesn't. Personally, my best advice is that you need to be learning 2 languages really simultaneously. Learn one so that you learn some programming, get onto the second very quickly. Then get a job as quickly as you can, even if it's not your ideal job, and learn a lot of context about how the computer works and how the internet works. Experience and context are what will take you from being a web developer in a highly available, though lucrative job, to a software engineer that is in demand and making 6 figures. I hope that that helps. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want more. Adios.